Hey, how's it going, Fred? Thanks for your video. So I know we're probably never going to agree about the validity of the use of this term God, um, at least not in any realist sort of sense that the word refers to a real being. Um, because when I use the word, I do mean it that way. Now, I don't think that this requires of me that I forego naturalism. I'm still a naturalist. I don't think naturalism, though, uh, is necessarily atheistic and materialistic. I think what it means to be naturalistic as opposed to supernaturalistic is that the only sorts of causes which are operative in the world are naturally operative causes, and that there's a certain metaphysical scheme, a certain set of laws, causal laws, which apply everywhere, and there is no exception. There's no being who can break natural law. So, as a naturalist, I would reject the idea of an all-powerful deity who could, on a whim, decide to break the causal flow of time, entering into history to perform miracles. A miracle defined as a break in the ordinary continuity of causality and the exchange of energy in space-time. Um, the evolution of the universe is a seamless becoming, and to be a naturalist means um, that one looks to the phenomena of this universe to explain this universe rather than looking to an intelligence foreign to or outside of the universe itself. So one could be a pantheist or a panentheist and still be a naturalist. It all depends on what sorts of characteristics we assign to God. I think the biggest mistake of modern theology is to assume that God is all-powerful. Perhaps God is not all-powerful. I think there are ways of relating to God as a reality that are not only valid and justifiable, but in some sense necessary for psychological wholeness. You don't have to call it God, but it's almost as if we don't worship God, and I'm going to use the word worship specifically, in response to Piro, who doesn't want to go there at all, because I think what's important about worship, and to finish what I was going to say, those who don't worship God end up worshiping an idol of some kind, and there's really no other option here. Worship means to feel responsible to and respectful of something larger than yourself. To have reverence for the intelligence of, let's say, that out of which you were created and by which you were created. You can call that God, or you can call it the universe. But for me, worship is just paying respect to that which you owe your existence to. And I guess I'll leave it at that for now. I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to a polytheistic psychology, by the way. I think was it Owen Barfield who suggested that we need a polytheism of the imagination and a monotheism of religion, but that those aren't contradictory aims. So in other words, we should be open to the multiplicity of divinity at the same time that we hold fast to its unity. Um, Somehow the truth would always seem to require a complexio oppositorum, um, a complex opposition where opposites unite. So yeah, let that stew and let me know what you think.